Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Mindset Matters with Sandra video. And today I'm going to be talking about walking the talk and what that means to me and part of the process of walking the talk, things that I've learned from previous leaders, from my own training and leadership. I'm going to touch upon just a few things. There's so much to discuss when it comes to walking the talk, but I think this will be very helpful. The one thing I want to say is that you do not have to be a leader in an organization or a company in order to walk your talk. In fact, if anything, it would be fabulous to know that anyone and everyone would walk the talk themselves. I think this is an important part of being a human being, doing what you say you're going to do, and really showing up for yourself and for other people. So I've got some notes down and I'm going to give you some pointers on this. The first thing I want to say is I discovered that walking the talk is strategic. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that I'm going to be demonstrating my values in action. I'm not just going to be talking about it, right? A lot of people talk a good talk, as we say, but they don't walk it. So that is what I mean by being strategic under these circumstances. Okay. The second thing is having the courage to go first. Sometimes we're put in a situation where we cannot wait for somebody else to do it. We're the ones that know what the right thing is to do, and we go for it. We go first. And this is also being a role model of integrity as well. And you don't always know if you're going to be walking the talk until you actually do it. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit. The third thing is the willingness to do your inner work. This is the way I've always learned walking the talk phrase is doing your own inner work. Not just preaching to other people, not just knowing things in theory. I mean, so many people go through leadership training. They have the fortune of having a company perhaps even pay for leadership courses. In the case, that was in my case, in my younger years. And then they don't practice what they're learning. Again, they know it in theory, they know it, the concepts, but they just don't know how to practice it. And that's really a big thing, that inner work. Okay. And how do you do this apart from the studying and understanding and reading and the education? Because of course you want that as well. Well, it's about being honest with yourself. We hear that all the time. We have to be honest with yourself, but you do. You have to be honest because life is going to test you. You're going to have people come into your realm that are going to give you feedback, whether that's in the form of praise, whether that's in the form of criticism. And especially if it's in a form of criticism or in a way where it triggers you negatively, this is going to be the time for you to step back, not react, but consider. Okay, I know that's counterintuitive because many times we hear, well, this person's criticizing me. And it's important to just sit back and listen to that feedback because that's all it is feedback. Even the praises, it's just feedback. Just because somebody thinks you're wonderful doesn't mean you are, right? I mean, we just don't know because we don't live sometimes with people, regardless of you living with them or not. It's just feedback. Okay. So part of your inner work is being honest with yourself. It's also facing your tough emotions because what you want to do is you want to transform those triggers. And we have a beautiful modality like eutaptics to be able to give us the tools to overcome, because that's really what it is. We're breaking from one pattern or from one limiting belief or a belief after another. As we evolve and as we walk the talk, we know what works for us, what doesn't work for us, how we can be more maybe of service to other people in a very healthy way, not in a codependent way. All right. So you want to be honest with yourself. You want to be able to take a step back. Remember that walking the talk is never a done deal. You're going to be walking the talk until you die. Okay. All right. So you want to know this. These are just a few things that you want to know about. There's so much more, but I'll just give you a few. So you want to understand that this is a development. It's not an overnight discovery. It's not like one day you read a book on walking the talk and stepping into your integrity and all these kind of things, right? For people who may be struggling with this. And then all of a sudden you just kind of know it. Again, there's a difference between knowing the concepts and showing up and delivering in action. These are two different things. And hopefully with maturity and with responsibility and accountability, you can marry the two, right? Have the concept, the knowledge, and also the practice of it all. Okay. You need to know that you'll always be tested. You'll be tested until you die. You'll be tested by situations, by people, all the time, to show up and walk the talk, to bring, again, like I said in the beginning, your values in action. And as that old saying or adage or quote says, you know, when nobody's looking as well is when you'll be tested at times. Okay. And that's a relationship between you and yourself, right? Okay. Keep challenging yourself to greater awareness. And again, that comes with a lot of experience to know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how you navigate your relationships with people, situations, things around you. Okay. And learn to not take things personally. How many times have we heard this, right? Don Miguel Ruiz always talks about it in his 4 agreements is to not take anything personally. And again, Utaptics gives us the way of not doing it because it's just not in concept, but it's also understanding. And that's where that feedback comes in. You get feedback. Maybe somebody does criticize you. Maybe somebody is harsh on you. Remember that whatever comes out of their mouth is a reflection of who they are. However, we can still sit back and be in the learner mindset. You know, what is this person really trying to convey to me? You know, questioning yourself or your behavior or whatever you're being given feedback by, just enough to question yourself. I think a dose of questioning yourself is very healthy because, my friends, it keeps us humble. And humility, again, allows us to absorb, to not just take things personally, but also to reflect on ourselves, on our behaviors, our actions, our words, our deeds, and what we're doing, how we're doing it. It allows us to improve. Because think about it, if you're not humble and you think you're always doing it right, everybody else is wrong, you always have to get your way, well, it's kind of constricted even by me saying that. How are you going to learn? How are you going to grow? How are you going to walk the talk, right? So a dosage of that is important, okay? And really, I guess that is all. Those are the few things that I wanted to share with all of you. If you've enjoyed this video, please comment below and do subscribe to my channel because it helps me grow. And if you think anybody could benefit from these few tips, I would love for you to invite them to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click the little bell to get the latest notifications. And follow me as well on TikTok. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And in the meantime, I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful journey to your personal development. Take care.